Hi everybody, how are you all? Welcome back and greetings to you all. Myself David Raju Kolluri, working as Associate Professor, Department of CSE from St. Peter's Engineering College. In this video, we are going to see a strings topic from second unit of Programming for Problem Solving subject. Before discussing about strings, first of all, I would like to thank Almighty God for this wonderful opportunity. Now we'll see strings with respect to definition, declaration syntax, memory allocation, initialization, string handling functions, and a simple example program. First of all, what is meant by a string? String can be defined like this: a group of characters enclosed within a pair of double quotation marks is called a particular string. This string is also called as a character array, also called as array of characters, and all these characters are of same type or similar type. That's why it is called a homogeneous data type, and this one comes under derived data type. Why it is called derived data type means all these characters is of character type. This character data type is primary, so that's why this strings topic comes under derived from primary data types. So these strings are also called as, the strings are comes under arrays topic only, but a special name given to those arrays, character type of arrays, is called string. Then coming to, we'll see strings declaration and example. In this slide, we will see a special character will be used, or a special character introduced in the case of strings, that is called a null character, that is a \0. This \0 is also called as a null character, which is used to specify end of the character. That is each and every string not end of the character, it is also one type of character, but it is used to specify end of the string. So in the case of arrays, integer array, floating point array, double array, long integer array, not terminated with \0, but this special character \0, also called as null character, we are using only strings. Why? Because empty spaces are also comes under characters. In a particular string, a group of characters, those group of characters may be empty spaces also. So if we specify, if we include space also, how many number of spaces included? If there is no \0, compiler will be in ambiguous state. To come out of that particular ambiguous state, \0 need to be specified. Once we specify \0, compiler can understand that this string terminated properly with the help of \0. But this \0 is not necessary in the case of integer array, floating point array, or some other arrays. Why? Because in the case of integer array, integer elements will be specified. In the case of floating point array, floating point elements will be specified. In that particular case, not necessary. But in the case of character array, space is also one type of character. If you specify number of spaces, it's very difficult to identify end of the string. That's why to terminate that particular string, \0 will be used. Then coming to how to declare strings, you can declare with the help of data type and string name and so on, so size. In this case, compiler takes responsibility to allocate a memory for this particular string variable like this, and total 30 memory locations will be allocated for this particular string. In this case, character text of 80, compiler allocate memory. In this case, total how many locations? Total 80 locations will be allocated. So here, all these elements will be of character type, and str and tst will be the string name. Now we will see how to initialize the memory location or memory allocation concept. Once we declare string variable like this, immediately compiler allocate 6 memory locations, and in these 6 memory locations, this string will be stored. So character by character, this string will be stored in the corresponding location, character by character. H will be stored in the 0th location, E in first location, L2, another L3, O 4th location, the last 5th location will be extra location will be used to store \0, which specifies end of the string. All these characters occupy 1 byte of memory location. If the base address is 1000, automatically next location will be 1001, 1002, 1003. That means internally 1 byte will be added. That is called internal scaling factor. And these three are properties of a particular string. That is index of the string, value of the string, and address of the string. So this index will be associated with array name. That is string name is character, and these are 0, 1, 2. These are index numbers need to be specified to access the corresponding element of that particular string. That is about string declaration as well as string memory allocation, right? Then coming to, we'll see next, strings can be initialized in two ways. That is, one is static initialization, another one is dynamic initialization. In the case of static, once we declare array string variable, we can initialize that string variable by using assignment operator. By using assignment operator, directly you can give this group of characters to this particular string. That means in this case, how many number of characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, space 7, 8, and 1 \0 to specify end of the string. That is \0 will be stored at 9th location. This is about by using assignment operator, we can initialize. In this particular case, \0 will be provided by compiler. And the second method is by using assignment operator only, we can we can specify all these characters, character by character. But in this particular case, explicitly we are supposed to specify \0. This \0 will be stored 9th location. That is about static initialization. Either it may be total whole string or character by character, we can specify. The third method, by using assignment operator only, without specifying size, directly string given. So in this, how many characters? Total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1 for \0, that is for null character. Total 6 memory locations will be allocated. So that is about this is also one type of static initialization. So the string size is 5 means compiler will take extra one more location to store null character, that is \0. If this \0 not stored at the end of that particular string, so while displaying that particular string, compiler displays garbage type of string. That's why to avoid unexpected results, we are supposed to initialize, we are supposed to take extra one memory location while declaring itself. That is about static initialization of strings. So what is the main drawback in the case of static initialization? Whatever the strings, whatever the group of characters specified will not be changed during the program execution. If you want to change those group of characters or string elements during runtime, we are supposed to use dynamic initialization. The dynamic initialization possible with the help of scanf function. We can perform dynamic initialization in 3 ways. One is by using scanf function, another one is by using getters function, another last one is by using such sets concept. What is scanf function? How to use scanf function? You see, one string variable declared with size 9, and you need to provide through keyboard one string. Once you provide any string, for example, that provided string is hello strings. In this case, how many number of characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In this particular case, size is not sufficient. So in this case, better to take instead of 9, you just take size 20. 20 memory locations will be allocated. In that, hello string string will be entered through keyboard. Once you entered hello strings, 2 different words, only first word will be considered. Only hello will be considered. Why? Because the main drawback of scanf function is it cannot read multiple words, including spaces. So that's why only first word hello will be considered. That is the main drawback of scanf function. This drawback we can overcome with the help of getters function. In the case of getters function, you just change this particular 9 into size 20. So once 20 memory locations allocated, then we need to enter the string. For example, this string hello strings entered through keyboard. Immediately whole string, that is multiple words hello as well as strings two words of that particular line of text, whole string will be considered and stored in that particular memory location. So whatever the drawback is there in the case of scanf function, that is that can be eliminated, that we can overcome with the help of getAs function. Even the same drawback can be eliminated, or we can overcome this particular same drawback with the help of subset. That is by using scanf function only, we can read whole string including spaces, that is about multiple spaces. That is, we need to modify the scanf function with the help of subset. That is, within the square brackets, what we have to do, except \n need to be included. So what is the meaning of this particular except \n within the square brackets? That is, while reading, once you enter this particular string through keyboard, that will search. H is whether it is equivalent to \n or not. It is not. So that will consider H. Next, E is not equivalent to \n. L, O, like that, all the characters including spaces also will be compared. Space is not equivalent to \n. That will be accepted. That will be considered. At the end of the string, what we will do, we will press enter symbol. Enter symbol means it is equivalent to \n. This \n will be compared with this \n. \n, both are same, then reading process will be terminated. Until you press enter symbol, that is \n, reading process will not be terminated. What is the meaning of that one? The meaning is you can read any string, that is multiple words of strings including spaces, we can read through keyboard. That is alternative for this particular scanf function. That is the drawback of the scanf function. You can overcome with the help of getAs function and with the help of subset. That is by using scanf function only, but special characters except \n need to be used to read multiple words including spaces. That is about strings dynamic initialization concept. Then coming to string handling functions, very important topic, that is string handling functions. These string handling functions are used to perform different types of operations. What type of operations we can perform in the case of strings? We can find length, we can copy one string to another string, we can concatenate two strings, we can compare two strings, we can find a substring whether it is present in the main string or not, we can check whether a particular character present in the string or not. All these operations we can perform. In the case of strings with the help of string handling functions. So the first one is strcpy. Strcpy is a function which is used to copy second string into first string. In this strcpy function, while copying second string into first string, that is S2 to S1, the first string terminating null character will be replaced with second string first character. That is, first string null character is overwritten, and meanwhile the second string null character will not be copied into first string. That null character \0 need to be copied explicitly to specify end of the string after copying second string into first string. That is about strcpy. Then coming to second one is strcat, which is used to append the second string at the end of the first string. To append the second string at the end of the first string, strcat. Cat means concatenation. It is also called as a string appending operation. We can append the second string at the end of the first string. In this case also, S1 terminating character is null character \0 is overwritten, and the second string null character will not be appended at the end of the first string. That \0 null character need to be copied explicitly. That is about string concatenation. Second string will be added at the end of the first string. That is about string concatenation. Then next one, string concatenation up to n number of characters. That is, here we will not concatenate whole thing at the end of the first string, only specified number of characters. For example, second string contains 10 characters. Out of those 10 characters, I want to append only 5 characters, then the value of n will be here 5. So then 5 characters from that particular second string will be appended at the end of the first string. In this particular case also, first string terminating character is overwritten. Second string null character will not be appended, but we need to, after appending second string 5 characters at the end of the first string, that null character need to be appended at the end of the first string. That is about string concatenation up to n number of characters. And then strlen, which is used to find the length of the string. Whatever the string you want to find length, if you pass that string as an argument to this particular function, then this function takes responsibility to find the length. After finding length, that length will be returned by this particular strlen function to main function. There itself we can display the length of that particular string. Then strcmp, which is used to compare these two strings. After comparing these two strings, that will return 0 if both strings are same. Otherwise, that will return negative value if s1 is less than s2. That will return positive value if s1 is greater than s2. That means negative, positive in terms of ASCII values that we will discuss with the help of example, don't worry. Then coming to strchr, which is used to check the first occurrence of character within the s1. If this character ch present in the string 1, then the first occurrence of that particular character position will be returned. Then str, which is used to find substring s2 whether it is present in the main string or not. If this s2 substring present in the main string, then the position of that second string within the main string will be returned. Its address will be returned. If it is not there, then that will return null. Null specifies, that means that substring not present in the main string. Then coming to string handling functions. In the string handling functions, strcpy function will be discussed now. Example of string copy. In this program, let us consider string 1. The string 1 contains hello world. For how many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 plus 1 \0, 14 will be the size of this particular string. Then second string 20, compiler will allocate 20 memory locations, and then the help of strcpy, first string will be copied into second string. This whole thing, this whole string will be copied into second string. Then puts s2, puts is used to display s2, that is whatever the string copied from s1 to s2, this hello world will be displayed with the help of puts of s2. Then return 0. Return 0 means here return type of main is int used, that's why return 0. That is about strcpy. If you execute this particular program, then we will get a particular output. That is the puts statement. Output is hello world. This puts statement is used to display hello world. That is about strcpy. Then coming to strcat. strcat, in this case, strcat function is used to concatenate second string, that is world, at the end of the first string. That is after appending, after concatenating world at the end of the first string, so totally that will be hello world. So that hello world is resultant string available in yes only. So that one can be displayed with the help of printf statement. If we execute this particular, program, you can display output like this. You can obtain output like this. First time with the help of printf statement, we will get hello output because yes contains only hello. And with the help of after concatenating That means after appending second string at the end of the first string, we will get this statement will be executed, printf statement, so that we will get output world. That is about string concatenation. Then next we'll see string concatenation up to specified number of characters. In this case, so the first string is this is source, second string is this is destination. This source will be appended at the end of the destination string. Up to how many characters? Only 15 characters will be appended at the end of the first string. After appending, if we execute this particular statement, we get actual output. That is about output of that particular strmcat. Then coming to strlen function. In case of strlen, first string str with the size 50 will be 50 memory locations will be reserved, and length variable is len, and strcpy. This is the pps. This group of characters will be copied into this string str, and what I am doing, that str passed as an argument to strlen function. So this strlen function takes responsibility to find the length of the string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, space 5, 6, 7, and space 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 is the length of the string, but a backslash 0 also there. This backslash 0 will be ignored. So if we execute this particular program, this printf statement takes responsibility to display not only this is pps string, but also its length. Now we execute this particular program. If we execute, we will get length of this pps is 11. That is about strlen function usage. Then coming to string handling function, strcmp, which is used to strcmp is used to compare two strings. So this strcmp function compares two strings. After comparing those two strings, if the both strings are equal, then that will return 0 if both are identical or equal. That will return negative if the string 1 is less than string 1 is less than string 2. In that particular case, the ASCII values of S1 and S2, ASCII value of S1 will be, that means ASCII values of S2 will be, second string will be subtracted from the string 1, so that the resultant will be in the negative values that will be written by strcmp. If string 1 is greater than string S2, then after subtracting S1 ASCII values from S2 ASCII values, we'll get a positive integer. That positive integer will be written by strcmp function. That is about strcmp function. Then coming to string handling function strcmp example. So let us consider string 1 is ABCD, all lowercase. String 2 is ABCD with C uppercase. String 3 is all lowercase letters ABCD. Now, if we compare with the help of strcmp, str1 and str2. str1 and str2. In this case, so AB is common, C is small c minus uppercase C. So small c value is 97, uppercase C value is that is 90, that is AB 65, 66, 67. So this is 99 lowercase value, and this is 67. So 99 minus 67 is we will get 32. So that is plus 32. So that 32 will be returned to result. So, and this printf statement takes responsibility to display value 32. And in the next strcmp, string 1 comma string 3. So string 1 is ABCD, and string 3 is also ABCD. So both strings are same, then we will get 0. That 0 will be written by this function to result, so that the printf statement takes responsibility to display output. So that is about strcmp that we can see. So subtract C ASCII, so that 99 minus 67 is 32. We'll get output 32. And in the second case, that is 0. That is about strcmp function. The next one is str, which is to check whether the given substring, the substring over here is needle, the main string is haystack. This needle will be checked within the haystack. If it is present in the main string, that will return the position of the first occurrence of that particular substring. In the main string, that address will be written. If it is not there, that will return null. So here, haystack is main string, and needle is substring. This substring need to be checked within the main string. It returns a pointer, the first occurrence of that particular substring pointer. Otherwise, that will return null pointer. If it is not there, that will return null pointer. Otherwise, the first occurrence of that particular substring in the main string will be returned. That is about str. Then, thanks for watching. So far, we have discussed in this particular topic. In the strings, we discussed string definition, string declaration, memory allocation, then string handling functions, different operations in the form of string handling functions, along with examples we discussed. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel, that is the Teach to Reach the Learnings channel. Thank you all.